How many of you have seen a real astronaut? How many of you know that there was one that lived here in Bucks County? Did you know that was a real astronaut that lived here in Bucks County? He had kids that went to school just where you're going to school today, right here in Bucks County.
There are an awful lot of African Americans that have done some awesome things, part of our history that we don't normally read about in our history books. And as an organization, as a museum, we'd like to educate people and bring some of those names to light. And today,
Good morning. My name is Reuben Christie. I am with the African American Museum of Bucks County, and throughout the month of February, in celebration of Black History Month, we are celebrating by coming to various schools within the Neshaminy School District, as well as beyond, with a pop-up museum from the African American Museum. We are based here in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, but we also travel directly to where the students are. And in today's exhibit, we actually have 4 stations that we're taking the children through at Pearl Buck Elementary School. The first station talks about the history of Africa and the African people coming to America and how rich their culture was, and some of the history around the African people and their culture as well. In the next station, we talked about the history and the travels once the people got here in America and the difficulties that they had once they became slaves in the land of America. We highlight many of the abolitionists that wanted to eradicate slavery, and many of them, such as Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman, we have celebrated in what we call the Who Am I posters. This third station is a really nice station. It really talks about many of the contributions of the African Americans in our history, and a lot of the things that African Americans have either invented or made real in our society. The potato chip, the mailbox, sharpeners, the thermostat, as well as ironing board, and even the folding chair. So the kids really get a really good idea as to the contributions of African Americans in the history of our world. And then lastly, we have a table that we call the Hidden Figures of Bucks County. And these are people that are normally not shown in many of our history books, but nonetheless, their contributions should not go unrecognized. So this is the volunteer staff that is here with the school today, and many of us have given of our time and our efforts to come set up, as well as to educate the young people as they visit each one of the stations. We have an exhibit set up at the Bucks County Visitors Center, which is right on the park's property. You can go out there and you can see many more of our exhibits and our artifacts there as well.